It's expensive to be made.
Welcome to Bravo's Moms Unfiltered, the podcast where real moms spill the tea on all the things Bravo and the chaos of everyday life.
We're your hosts, Allie and Crystal, two Bravo-assessed moms who aren't afraid to say what everyone's thinking completely unfiltered.
From housewives drama to mom life meltdowns, we're here to break it all down with humor, honesty, and maybe a little bit of bitching.
So grab your favorite drink, settle in, and get ready for some unfiltered fun.
Welcome back, Bravo Moms. We're going to get started with Salt Lake City, the final reunion. So we start with we start where we ended, where Meredith was coming at Brittani for the hairdresser. So Brittani walks off stage and she starts hyperventilating and saying she's not the victim. She eventually comes back to the stage when Mary is talking to Meredith and she says she's sorry to Meredith and wants to squash everything and just move on. So then they talk about the plane again, and Meredith says again, once again, she was venting to Lisa. She was venting to her friend. Lisa said she feels very alone. Lisa said she felt very alone when they were on the yacht because of what Heather said, that Lisa is the source of all the dirt, excuse me. But everything does come back to Lisa at the end, or seems to come back to her. Whatever the issue is in all the seasons, the dirt that everyone hears, Lisa is the source of that. So whether she
Right.
actually is or she's getting it from someone else, all roads lead to her. Mary says to Lisa that she can't just say she didn't do stuff if she did do it in the past, which she has done some stuff in the past. So that's what Mary's saying. Like, you can't just say that. You have done some things in the past. Whitney says she regrets saying that Meredith is like an alcoholic, or I forget what she said, alcoholic or addicted to drugs, has some issues, which I think was big of her because she is one of the only people on the show that has dealt with someone in her family having issues.
Oh, Whitney and
Whitney,
her dad
yes, Whitney and her dad,
with her
yes.
father. So yeah, that was, for her to say that, she must, you have to mean it because
Yes,
you
yeah.
have had an alcoholic. Yeah.
She knows exactly how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
So Andy asked Whitney about her business. She says she's fully separated from her business and she had to rebuy it back, which I think is crazy. So she had to separate from the business and then buy it back.
Yeah,
So
she
how much
had.
money do we think she lost doing this? Like, it had to have been a ton.
Well, she said it was her kid's savings account. Like, they pulled from
Probably
the
college
savings
funds.
that they, yeah,
Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
like everything they had in savings they put toward,
Towards her business, yeah.
yeah.
So she says she doesn't hate Justin or resent him anymore, but they're working on it. Meredith says that Chloe and Brooks both work for her, which I didn't know that. I think Brooks is like part-time, but Chloe is full-time working for her.
Mhm.
Heather loves being an empty nester. She's dating and feels like this is her chapter, which I kind of agree. I feel like this is her chapter. She's lost a ton of weight. The kids aren't there anymore. She's finally like found who she is. So hopefully she finds her man. Angie said her daughter is interested in going to Greece and being in the Olympics as a horse jumper, which I think is pretty cool and a good goal. Brittany brought her daughter to the reunion and to BravoCon, but Jared was also at BravoCon, which I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, this is
Evidently,
why they
y-
got into an argument with her
yeah.
daughter.
So evidently, she is on good terms with one of her daughters.
So she does have 2. She has 2 daughters.
Yeah, she has two. Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, yikes to people thinking that John is trying to embarrass Lisa on camera, because that is not a good look. But it did feel like that this season. I don't think he was doing it intentionally. I think there's just a lot of feelings there, and he was just letting out how he felt, and that's how it came off.
Mhm.
So then we go to Browyn. So her dad passed away and she got back from Greece, which is sad. She said viewers are very hard on her mom, and her mom asked if this is how she really sounds. So it sounds like it was kind of a wake-up call for her mom and she how her mom is towards her, because her mom was really harsh towards her, especially when she brought up having her daughter and how her mom felt about that. Heather asked if when her and her mom fight, is it because her mom is Mormon? And she said Browyn thinks that it is, and because Browyn is not Mormon, her mom doesn't know quite how to say it. So that's kind of how her mom not speaks, but because of like how they fight, and how I think that's why she comes off harsh sometimes, because she doesn't know how to say that. Does that make sense? So then Browyn interrupts Andy and asks if he has any more questions about Todd. And she said, and he says, "Tell us what you want to tell us." And she says that they're currently separated, which we all know. She said it was her choice, and she didn't like that she couldn't share what was happening in their marriage to her friends, which I also wouldn't like that if my husband said that to me. Like, basically, keep what's happening between us. I don't like that. She said she was worried if they continued on the show, their cracks would keep showing, which I agree, because Andy did ask if it was the show that made the separation happen, and Browyn said it was not. It was always like this, but I think the show just kind of made it happen faster,
Brought it to light.
which I agree with. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said Todd doesn't understand why she wanted a separation. She is living in Utah and Todd is in New York. And Andy asked if she's going to see Todd while she is here, and she says no, which I was like, good for you. Do not see him.
Yeah.
He does not, you do not need to see him. So then Andy, I think he talks to Whitney and just asks Whitney how she feels about this whole thing. And she ends up getting very emotional, walks off the stage, asks for a minute, and wants to go see Justin. So then she sees Justin and she tells him about Browyn and Todd and says, and she starts breaking down, and Justin keeps saying, we're good, we'll work through this. So
Yeah, because you're talking about marriage, and it
yes,
reminds them. It's reminding Whitney. It's bringing
yes,
back.
it's bringing
thinking.
back flashbacks. Yeah. So then they just talk about the season and about Todd and how he kind of showed his true colors. And Mary said, so you remember that scene where Todd and Browyn are at, I think they're getting ice cream. And she says something about like, don't eat the cherry, I want it. And he eats it. Mary said she thought Todd taking the cherry was cute. And I was like, how is that cute? That would have irritated the shit out of me. If I say, don't touch that, do not touch that. I want that. So I was like, how is that cute? Andy ends things with Grease, Meredith, and Mother's Day. And she said she was upset with production. And Andy says again. And I was like, again? So does she get upset with production often?
Well, I think anytime they mention her husband and infidelity,
She gets upset with production for it.
she gets upset at everybody. Don't talk about my man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care what he's doing. He's mine. Is what she's trying to say.
So I was just like, that was kind of interesting that he said again. And then everyone was kind of taking production side, like, why would you be mad at them? They didn't do anything. So I feel like there's more to that obviously we don't see. But
I think everybody knows. She's just got everybody on the hush hush.
yeah, she must. She definitely
Yes.
must.
Everybody knows.
So that was all for Salt Lake City.
And
I'm
that's
kind of
only
glad.
part 3. So this is the last one. That was the last
Yes,
one.
thank God. Yes. Yes,
Was
this was the
there
last
like
one.
hugging, kissing, shots at the end? Nothing like that. The husbands didn't, or the men didn't
They
come
did
on
not
the
come
show.
out. No, they did
Remember
not.
last year they did?
They did, yeah.
So this is the
Yes.
first time there's 3-part reunion and
Yes.
none of the
No
husbands come out.
husbands. Yes.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We will slide over to Vanderpump Rules. This is episode 8. So back to that video of the cousins. Demi said the video is 13 minutes and she only watched 45 seconds of it, and she saw more than she wanted to see in that 45 seconds. Angelica and Shayne are in the hot tub and she tells Shayne about the video. Of course she does. She just loves to stir drama. And I said she needs to stop spreading these rumors. First the penis pup, now these rumors. Like she needs to do something else with her life. I said not Jason not knowing what empathetic means. Because they're in the hot tub and he goes something about like empathetic. Wait, that's what that means, right? And they're like, yeah. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So they are all in the pool and they talk about how Natalie is good despite the other girls not talking to her. Then Marcus starts crying about how him and Venus aren't on good terms, but I feel like that's his fault. Because Venus basically said like, I'll be here for you and Kim, but you guys need to stop basically putting me in the middle of you guys when you break up, air quotes. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shayne talks to Chris about Angelica. He says she wants something stable and that he's not it, and he just basically wants to sleep with her. So he's just doing what he needs to do to sleep with her and then be done. Chris gets a FaceTime from Jason's twin brother, which I forgot Jason was a twin. So they're all related. And he says they're going to fuck mad girls in Bali. And while he's on the FaceTime, Audrey is in the room and she clearly hears that. And he tries to like just be like, haha, yeah, funny man, and hangs up the call. So they go to this woman in wine event, and I thought this event was literally going to be like at a convention or at an expo center. No, it's literally like Lisa and like 8 other people at a table. And I was like, she needed to bring the staff for this. Like, I literally thought we were going to like some big expo where they were going to have a booth and have people like come drink wine.
So did I.
So I don't remember why, but in her confessional, Angelica says she's feeling something for Shayne in her ovaries, and I was like, "Oh, girl, please don't." I don't remember what happened, but she said that, and I was like, "Oof." Shayne says again he doesn't want anything serious with Angelica, and it's hard to pump the brakes. And I said, so I don't remember if this is when they were all going out, but I said, not Angelica getting mad that Shayne shared his sandwich with Natalie. Like, really? Just because they share, like, he's like, just take a bite, try it. And she got all butthurt about that. Jason
I
and
know she got
Natalie,
very, very
very, yes.
territorial.
Yes, that's a good word for it. And so while they're out, Jason and Natalie start flirting and are now kind of like vibing with each other. And I said almost everyone is in a couple when they go out downtown at this point, except for Venus, Demi. I think that's it. Everyone else is kind of like coupled up. So they're at a bar and a guy flirts with Venus and he's really trying to talk to Venus. And Venus is kind of like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then goes back to talking to Demi. And I think Demi and Audrey really tried to get the guy or Venus to talk to the guy, but Venus was kind of shutting him out. So the guy ends up leaving because Venus wasn't showing interest in him. So then Mark is trying to be a wing woman or wingman, goes into the bar to try to get the guy to come back out to talk to Venus. And I thought they said he was going to come back out, but he never did. So I don't know if he did and they just didn't show it. But from how it looks like he didn't come out at all. So we end at a bar, everyone is kissing, most people are in a relationship, and they all end up getting along at the club. So that's how we end that. Episode 9, it's the next morning after they all went out. I don't know why, but they have that really big fake dick, and they kind of just take it out. Do you remember? Did you see this? And they
Yeah, it's
manhandle
very
it.
awkward. It's very
Yeah.
childish.
Yeah, I was like, why did we bring this?
I keep forgetting, it's meant for crowd
Yes, then our crowd. Yeah.
than we're used to, which is the older ladies of
Yes.
housewives. This is so.
So they go to a winery, and the producer asked, I thought this was a good question for Angelica. So the producer asked Angelica why it doesn't bother her if Shayne needs Viagra when Jason had a penis pump. And I was like, that is a good question. Why doesn't that bother her? Because you keep saying Shayne has ED. And I didn't know what that meant at first. And then I was like, okay, now I get it.
Shayne has what is that?
Where he can't get up. What is it called?
Okay.
Because he said because he got shot, he has a harder time. So I don't know if when he got shot, something
A
got
nervous
hurt
system,
because
something
yes,
had
yes,
yeah.
yes.
Okay.
And she compared it to someone using steroids in the Olympics. And I was like, what? That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. She compared someone needing Viagra and a penis pump to like an athlete using steroids in the Olympics. And I was like, I don't think that was a great analogy
I don't
for
get it.
that. I didn't get it
She
either.
reminds me of Sheena. She reminds me of
Yes.
Sheena. She reminds me of Sheena.
Yes.
Hi.
She reminds me of Sheena too, but I feel like she's I don't want to be rude, but I feel like she's dumber than Sheena. I don't know, there's
I
just
mean,
something
Sheena
about her
was pretty.
that I don't like. I mean, I guess so. I guess I'm thinking about the later Sheena on Vanderpump.
No. Early Sheena
Kim,
was pretty.
was she?
Maybe
See, I
then
don't
she's like
remember
an
that.
early Raquel. No.
Yeah, yeah.
She may be an early Raquel then.
Let's see. Kim and Natalie come to a come to Jesus moment and make up. And they go to another winery, and on the way there, Natalie gets splashed by Shayne, I think, with red wine all over her yellow dress, so it looked like it was blood on her dress. Chris talks to Jason. So while they're at the second winery, Jason talks to Chris about Angelica and wanting to be on good terms with her, which I don't know why he cares. I mean, I know you're going to be working together, but I don't think you need to be on good terms. Just be acquaintances, do what you need to do and just kind of be done with it.
Yeah.
And Shayne and Angelica, that when they make out gives me the ick. I could not watch them make
Really?
out anymore. Yeah.
Was it that bad?
It's just her. I do not like her. Ever since Shayne told us about him and his backstory,
Yeah.
I like him now, but now I don't know. Angelica, I think that's why. It's just Angelica for me. Angelica opens her big mouth and brings up OnlyFans video again in front of Jason while they're at this winery eating. She says they were very intimate, and he asks, and everyone at the table asks, what does that mean? Jason says he knows what he does and he's not afraid of it. He said he did lube up his cousin, but the caption was used as a marketing technique, which I believe. If you want someone to watch your video, you're going to really put a lot into the caption to grab their attention to watch that video. that doesn't necessarily mean what is said in the caption is going to be in that video.
Yeah, but the other girls watched it, and I think she watched it. She's just saying she didn't watch it. She
I was
watched
gonna
it.
say, because she says she didn't watch it.
She watched it for sure. She watched it. Because then I don't think that she would have shown the other girls if there was nothing to show.
But I thought she did watch it because in that one clip, the other person that works at Start Israel or whatever his name was showed them the video, I thought.
Right,
Right?
and she threw the phone. She threw the
Yeah,
phone
that's
because
what
she
I
saw
thought.
something.
Yeah.
So she
So I don't
watched
know
it.
why she's saying she didn't watch it. That she's just trying to keep herself like a little like schoolgirl, like, oh, I don't watch that type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh, that's good because then
Like give off that
Shayne would be
persona.
like, "Well, why are you, like,
Yes.
obsessing over another
Yes.
person?"
So she says that she loved Jason, and I think Marcus explained this in a very good way about Angelica. He said that when Angelica goes on a date, she's already planning her wedding to whoever that person is. And I thought that was a good way of explaining who she is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like she's like, we're going because Shane would be like, we're going on a date, and she's like, nope, I'm thinking about our wedding, I'm thinking about our kids, I'm thinking about this, this, and this. And it's like, you need to slow down. You're not even divorced yet, from what I remember. Like, get divorced from him first and then proceed. I said, I feel like at this point, Shane is starting not to be interested in Angelica because of the drama. Because he literally gets up while they're eating at the winery and goes inside to play a game. Like, he's like, I can't do this drama, and just leaves.
Well, because he didn't wanna defend her is probably why.
I think it's partly that, and he's just like, I just don't. This is why he doesn't want to date anyone. He doesn't like the drama. He just likes to hit it and quit it, and then he's on to the next one.
He likes a very chill person, someone that's
Yes,
not gonna be
like her.
all about themselves,
Yes,
and
yes.
that group is the wrong group. So
It
he's
is
gonna
the
have to
wrong
bring
group.
someone from the outside
Yes.
into the
And
picture.
yes. Audrey says she doesn't care about the video, and she's the one that's dating Chris. She said this was done before we started dating, and she's like, I just don't care. Which, I mean, good for her. I don't think she should care about it. If she knows who Chris is, and good for her. So they're on the bus, and they're on the bus going back, and Angelica is crying. And Audrey tries to be a good human and calm her down. What'd she say? She says something, and Shane is literally right there. She says something about like Shane, about Jason, and about her ex. And Shane makes a comment in the confessional, like, I'm literally right here. Like, I can hear everything you're saying. And I think that's really when he does turn. And that's when he decides he's going to sit down with her and end it, because he's like, I can't do this. She has too much baggage at this point. She's still closely attached to her ex, Jason and Shane. Let's see. Shane comes into Angelica's room when they get back and tells her that they shouldn't be romantically involved anymore. He said it's a bad idea and doesn't want to hurt her. I think he's just trying to say nicely instead of being like, you're batshit crazy, I don't want to do this type thing. Like, he's trying to be really nice about it.
Right.
She asks him for one more kiss, and he says no. And I was like, girl, you need therapy, not a boy toy. And good thing I'm proud of him for saying no, because that was probably hard. But he's right. He would have been drugged right back into this and have to break up again the next day.
Right. I know.
So then Angelica talks to Demi and tells her what Shane says. And she says, Angelica says she really doesn't believe him. And she keeps asking Demi, should I go to his room? Should I go to his room? And Demi's like, no, why would you?
That
He
would be the
literally just,
worst thing.
yeah, he literally just ended it with you.
Yeah. She's
And then
desperate.
she is. And then we see in the morning that she texts Shane saying, you up? Like, really? You do not need him. You're very desperate. So
What's crazy is that she still lives with her ex.
I know, and she's still sleeping with him.
Yeah, like she's trying to find another out, which is
Yes.
not the way. That's not the
No.
way.
That is not the way. I will finish with the Valley. So, Valley, episode 5. Gigi said she thought Dennis was going to roll up tonight with roses and apologize. Dennis said, Gigi. So, I think we're still at the dinner. Dennis said Gigi should have told the group that they made up so her friends didn't attack him, which I think they still would have attacked him, because I don't think they've talked to him since they got married and then they got not married. So I think they still would have attacked him, because that's what friends do. They go out to a bar, and Reza J flirts with their waitress. She was a pretty blonde. And I put, did Mercedes bring her dog to the bar? Did you see that?
No.
She leaves and she has a dog in her arm. And I was like, is that her dog? Did she literally bring him to dinner and the bar?
I mean, some places do, as long as it's outdoors.
I don't know. I just thought it
didn't
was
see it.
weird. I
I
wouldn't have
didn't
thought about
notice
bringing
it.
a dog to a bar like that, but
I didn't see it. I didn't notice it.
So they get back. Gigi and Sky smoke when they get back, and they talk about her anger. Inside, they ask Dennis about his marriage to Gigi and if it was planned. He said they were leaving Vegas and decided to get married. And the driver, the Uber driver, was the witness, and Gigi's ring was a ring pop, which I think we've seen in pictures. Gigi talks about how she went to rehab for anger classes and attacking Reza, which I didn't realize she had attacked Reza. She said that's when her turning point was when she physically attacked Reza.
Right.
Gigi sits down to talk to Dennis. Him and Gigi get into a fight, and Reza thinks she needs to ask him to come here because she needs money for a house. Which I was kind of wondering the same thing. What was her motive for bringing him there? We clearly know she needs a house with at least 5+ bedrooms. So was he there to be the money bank for that? So I
Yeah.
thought that was interesting.
Yeah, because he's the business partner. So
So
he's the one that
he's got the
handles the
money.
money. He's the one
Yeah.
he's the investor.
Okay, so that makes sense because I was like,
So, yeah, in
that makes
order
sense. I was like,
for
I
so
heard it.
when when you purchase the house, you have to go through all the banks, the financials and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You have to see not only does your income, but relationship with your business partner too, and how
Has to be
much
good. Yeah,
whatever you're creating, like you're doing water bottles or dildos or whatever, you got to put a price mark on that. And that price mark is going to be the value, what you're
yeah,
worth, what your
yeah,
income is. So that's going to
yeah.
be based on what's going to be written in the
In
application for
there,
your
yeah.
house. So that's why she needs Dennis. She needs him as the
See, that
investor
makes sense.
slash
That makes
business
sense.
partner. Yeah.
So then Sky and I think her name is Tannen talk. Tannen says, "Don't you think you have high expectations?" And she says, "No." So then Reza comes over to Tannen while they're laying out, and she says she was upset that Sky rubbed her face serum all over her dogs, and she said it doesn't show support, which I agree.
I didn't I didn't I mean, I care
You didn't
about
see
my
it that
dog,
way?
but I didn't see it that way because the dog is the hair needs to be groomed and taken well care of. So I didn't think that was a diss. I thought that was like, if you value your dog, you take care of your dog. The dog's on the couch, obviously.
Yeah. And she did say her dogs are like her kids,
Right. So I didn't think
and
that
that
was a
Tannen
diss.
should know that.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a diss at all.
But after they lay out for a little bit, some of them go to the BMW Performance Center to drive fast cars. Um, Back at their Airbnb, Gigi is upset that everyone is being so nice to Dennis. And Adam, I thought, had a good point. He goes, "You brought him here, so everyone is trying to be nice to him for you." You know what I mean? We don't want to like him, but he's your guest, so we're going to try and be nice. And I was like, that is a good point.
That
I
is.
mean, it's not like you're going to be rude to him. So back to the BMW drive test. I thought it was so funny when Bombshed was driving so slow in the car and they put that elevator music on him and then they would go to everyone else and they would have really fast music. I thought that was funny. So Reza J is now driving with Amar and he was just being a big asshole. Not asshole, but I don't even know what you call it. About
See
driving.
this I didn't see this
And
part.
he starts to go fast and he's going around a turn and is going super fast. He ends up spinning in a circle
No.
and the car just went in circles. It didn't
Okay.
topple over or anything like that. But because it spinned, it got caught on the dirt, so it stood up like a big dirt storm. So all you could see was dirt. So you didn't know if they had turned over or anything like that. So everyone is freaking out, and the camera crew and everyone runs over to see if they're okay, and they were perfectly fine.
Yeah.
But he was just being an asshole and just trying to go super fast.
Not okay.
Yeah, not okay.
And that
So
was Reza J driving,
yes, with Amar in the car, Natasha's husband. Yeah.
and they have the kids there.
Yes, the 3 kids. Yes,
No,
yes.
ma'am.
I
No,
know, I
ma'am.
know.
As a woman, I would be upset because
I
that's
would
my
yeah.
husband. Like,
Yes.
get in the car. Get
Yes.
in the car.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
out of that car. Get in the car.
So they all go back and they're getting ready for dinner, and Gigi is still upset that Dennis is here. She's upset that he went out driving cars and that she couldn't go because he went and that he has a room. So she's talking to Adam and Bombshed about this, and she says to Adam and Bombshed basically, "Can you go talk to him and make him leave?" is what she
He has
says.
a hotel room.
No, he has a room where they're
He has a
staying.
room in the house.
Yes, in the house.
How does
So
he have his own room in the house?
that's what I don't know. I don't know if
Did they
Like
kick someone
like
out?
Mercedes had her own room and she said, "Here, you can have this room, I'll go share with Gigi," or something like that, like, I don't know. Or maybe they had enough rooms because Natasha and Amara were at the hotel with their kids, and they didn't take their room, I don't know.
Oh, okay,
But for
that
some
makes sense.
reason, there was a room. So Adam and Bumshed say, "We'll go tell him he needs to leave, say no more." And I said, "Gigi should have done this and not him." Like, I feel like that was a real
She
low move
invited
for her.
him, she should have
I
been the
know.
one
She's
to
the
be
one to tell
like,
him. So Adam and Bombshed go to tell him, and they tell him basically, "You need to leave," and he basically says, "Say no more, I'll go," and leaves. And I was like, "Well, good for him for not putting up a fight and just saying, 'I get it, I'll leave.'" And he goes to get a I think he goes to get a hotel and just leaves. And as he's
"Yeah,
leaving, Gigi goes, "Bye, Felicia." I was like, "Gigi, come on." Yeah,
he likes the abuse, though.
I
If
know.
he came back, he likes the abuse."
Yeah.
Yeah, so he enjoys it.
I know he does. So Reza J invites Courtney, the waiter from last night, over for dinner. So they're all sitting down for dinner. And excuse me. They're getting the table all set up. And regular Reza, is just helping set up the table with silverware. And Sky was like, "Oh, I used to be a waiter or something like that. I know what to do." And I said she's not coming off good in this episode with telling Reza not to mess up putting the silverware on the table. I was like, it's really not that serious. You're literally having dinner with your friends. It's not like it's a wedding. So what if he messes up? It's not the end of the world. Like, it's not a huge deal. She complains that the steak is too chewy and talks about how she only shops at Erewhon, which I guess is a very expensive like grocery store over there.
Expensive grocery store,
And
everybody was
and
like,
she
"I don't even shop there."
Yes, and she was like, "I know all the managers there, I know everyone," and then she talks about wanting a bigger house, that's not so then Reza tells Sky, "It's like you grew up with a golden spoon in your mouth," meaning, like, royalty, and then Reza brings up what Sky did with Tannin serum, that she put it all over her dogs, and then Reza says, "Tannin supports your jewelry," and she says, "Yes, I give you a friend's discount," and I was like, "What does that have to do with anything? She's still buying your jewelry, she gave you serum for free." And you're saying you give her a discount? And I was like, Tana is literally always wearing your jewelry. Like in every episode, like she has that little like piece that comes from here, like down. Like I feel like all of her
Mhm.
jewelry is from there. So then Sky ends up getting up and getting in a fight with Gigi. And she says to Gigi something about like, I wouldn't even like, what did she say something about like wipe my nose with you or this tissue and then goes like this and drops it. So they end up getting into a big fight. And she ends up
"Oh,
leaving
yeah,
the
I'll wipe the
table.
tissue, I'll
Yes.
sneeze on you," or something like that. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah. And then Sky's husband doesn't
"Dra."
say anything to back her up, and he doesn't even leave the table when she gets up. He just sits there.
Yeah, I think he doesn't leave because he wants to know if they're gonna talk behind her back, because then that really tells you about a character about someone. So it's almost like he's there to make a narrative about himself, but also to make sure, like, who are these people? Because
See, that's
one of the guys is, like, his best friend. So
yeah,
he
Greg,
wants to
yeah.
make sure he's so
See,
I
that
mean, he
makes sense 'cause I was like, is he just, like, dumbfounded that he doesn't know what to do? Or is he being, like, her spy, like you said, and kinda sitting there and being like, what else are they gonna say about her behind her
Mhm.
back while she leaves?
Yeah, and he did say, he's like, "This is out of character for her. There's
Yes.
something
Yeah, 'cau
wrong. This is out of
yeah,
character. She's upset, clearly."
yeah, yeah. 'Cause in the next episode, he does say that he's never seen this behavior from her. Tannen says she's
Mhm.
disappointed about why Sky brought up the discount for the jewelry. She said that was a slap in the face. She says she supports her business and literally tells other people about it. Wherever she's at, she's always telling people about Sky's
He
jewelry.
promotes it. Yeah,
Yeah, she promotes it, which she doesn't have to do. She's
yeah.
just being a good friend.
Yeah, I think that that's what the deepness is gonna go to, like, she feels that her where she's at, she's stuck in this loop in the valley where she doesn't feel like she's gonna grow anywhere with her business,
Sky, yeah.
and so I think she's taking it out on her best friend, and that's I mean, what do you call that when you project? She's projecting her
Projecting.
anger on her best
'Cause
friend, trying
maybe
yeah,
she sees Tannen growing with her business, and she's like, "Well, I can't do that." So maybe that is why she's projecting on Tannen.
yeah. Is she growing with her oil business? Is it just an oil? Like a
I don't
body oil?
I thought she was, like she had multiple businesses.
I think she does because she said she makes more her income is higher than her husband's
Yeah,
or her
yeah.
yeah, but her husband just bought her, like, a brand new
Porsche. Yeah.
Porsche, so I don't think either of them are struggling.
No, I don't think so either. Sky packs her stuff up to go home, and Bombshed follows her. The next day, Sky and Bombshed are home. Sky says she was surprised that Bombshed stayed after she left the dinner. She said she can't go back being friends with how do you say her name? Tianan or whatever after the talk, and especially after she shit talk her with the other cast members. Surprisingly, Gigi apologized to Sky about her behavior. She sent her a text, and then
Mhm.
Reza J also sent a text as well.
Mhm.
Tannen says she's disappointed, and Gigi says, I noticed you aren't wearing Sky's jewelry the next morning, which I thought was a sign that she's kind of like, I'm done with you type thing.
Mhm.
Bombshell says his wife holds grudges, and Sky wants him to be more present in the relationship. So now we're back in the valley. Gigi's looking at a house, and it's a 5-bedroom house. It's $2.5 million for purchase, and for a lease, it's 14,000. I was like, girl, that is expensive.
What was it? 2.5 million?
Yes, for
It was
purchase.
amazing. Did you see the closet?
Yes,
I
I
would
did, I
never
loved it.
leave.
I know, I wouldn't either.
No, I would become an introvert, Uber Eats,
Yes.
Amazon fanatic, like, would not leave.
But I
This
was
is
like,
my
"Gigi,
bunker.
this is not in your budget." It was beautiful, though.
Yeah,
So
it
then we
was
go to
really great.
Mercedes and Mo at the agency. Of course, Mo's on another Bravo show.
I know. There's got I mean, this is a pattern. Mo's on a
I know.
is this the 3rd different Bravo
Franchise.
show?
Yeah. Well,
So he
he's his own Netflix show.
and he's got his own
Yeah.
he's popping left and right.
I know. So apparently, Mercedes wanted to be a stay-at-home mom until her son started school. So now she's working for Mo at the agency. They talk about her goals for the agency and her business. And I thought Mo had some really good points because she said she wants to grow and be more out there. And he said, first start with your following because you have a massive following. And I'm like, that is a really good point for her to tap into her followers and kind of go from there and see what happens.
I think she's
Tannen,
really good at it, though.
yes.
She's got
Yeah,
a great
she
personality.
does.
I think, like, she knows what she wants. She's very
Yes.
informative, so I think if you
Yes.
ask her a question, she'll know. She's not one
Yes.
of those persons that's just gonna like, "Oh, this is
Bullshit you.
actu"
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's see, let's see. I
Greg
think sh
and Tannen have a date night and they talk about how their relationship has improved since the last time. Tannen says her and Sky haven't talked. She says
well,
she
and it
hasn't.
moved because he had her back.
What'd you say?
He had her back on the fight
Greg,
with
yes.
so
Yes.
that's why their relationship has improved because
Yes. He
he's
backed her up.
he backed her. Yeah.
Yeah. Reza J meets up with Sky. Sky says Tannen and Greg will never be her friends again. RJ says it'll be a huge shame if you end your friendship over this. She wants Tannen to reach out to her, but she doesn't want to reach out to Tannen.
That's so
And
lame.
she says, yeah. And I was like, that is dumb. Like, just be the bigger person in tech. So it sounds like anytime that Tannen and Sky had a fight, Tannen would always have to reach out to her, which is not a good friendship. They're planning on doing a boys and girls night, and Sky isn't there, but Bombshed does go to the boys' night. Natasha talks about meeting up with Sky and how she said she's open to seeing her side with Tannen, but won't trust her.
Right.
And she said Gigi is not safe and dangerous. And I love this quote that Gigi said, my shits are nice. I eat a lot of fiber. Because she was talking about Sky. I love that quote. The guys asked why Bombshed didn't say anything during dinner. He said that he agrees with Sky, that he should have left. And Sky said, but he agrees with Sky that he needs to be more present and that he should have left and stuck up for her at dinner and not just be quiet. I love that Mercedes did a photo shoot for her career at the agency. Like, that's like boss babe right there. I love those photos. Hopefully they turned out good.
I gotta finish the ending. I didn't see this part, but she has a photo shoot.
Yes.
Aw.
Gigi and Amar meet at Dennis's office to fix the situation because she needs money for her house.
I did see okay.
Evidently, Amar is
Tax person.
something with numbers, taxes. So Dennis says he was upset with the way Palm Spring ended, which I do not blame him. I would have been too. And then we see all of the intimately Gigi stuff, and she makes a box of butt things for someone, which I was like, that is gross. And Amar, I agree with Amar. He was like, it's kind of weird seeing someone you know, like on a box with like vibrators and stuff.
He's, like,
And I was
trying to
like,
look down. He's
yeah,
like
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And then they're like, man, I think Dennis is like, man, do you need anything? Do you want any more kids? He goes, no, I'm good with 3. I do not need any of this stuff. And then we end with RJ meeting up with Sky again, and Tannen shows up, and Sky does not seem happy.
Oh, yeah, I did see that part.
Yeah, so that's
Like,
that's
who
where we end
invited
that.
her? Well, who else
Yes.
do you think?
And I think RJ played it cool too, because he had 3 menus. Did you notice he put, like, 2 on top of each other so she didn't know that
Yeah,
someone else was coming?
yeah.
So, that's all that I got for that. But yeah, let's talk about Karen. So, I don't know anything about Karen, so I went into this completely blind, not knowing anything about her.
Okay, so you didn't see this episode?
No, I did, but I'm saying I didn't know anything about her before this episode.
Oh, you didn't
So
see
I
the video and
Yes, so
everything?
I
Yeah,
went into a completely blind. This is my first time ever meeting and knowing anything about Karen.
yeah. Okay, so Karen gets out of Montgomery County Jail
Mhm,
on September 2nd, 2025. She gets out. She Her family is not there. They didn't meet her there. She is solo with just the driver and the camera. In the car on the ride out of the parking lot, she's fidgeting with her hair. She rolls down the window to give the media a little bit of a picture and waves and stuff. She seems very uncomfortable. I
yeah,
mean, she was in
yeah,
there 6 months, I believe, and she sits in hands crossed. And then she gets to the house, and her kids and her husband are waiting there. And they hug, and it's very intimate, very sad. I felt it. Anybody who else has feelings or heart knows, like, this is she was in there, yeah, she was in there 6 months, like, it's not
yeah,
something light. It was a great welcoming. They complimented her hair, and she tells us the story that the ladies actually made her hair. They all took out a piece of their hair to make her
mhm.
hair longer. So she probably has, like, really, really short
Short
hair,
hair, yeah.
and so they braided her hair for her, which I thought was very sweet. She thanked her daughter, was the first thing she did.
So that was her daughter, okay.
That was her daughter and her sister, and then
Yes,
her husband.
husband, okay.
She thanked all of them, her sister and everybody, and then it didn't last long. Excuse me. She said she was basically like, "I can't do this. I need to take a shower. I need to wash the jail
Mhm.
off of me." That is gonna be on a shirt. That's
Yes,
gonna be
right?
her tagline.
Yes,
"Wash the jail off."
yes,
Like,
yes,
already know it. Please, somebody patent it before
yeah,
somebody else does. The night Yeah, and then she leaves, or the cameras leave, and then nighttime comes, and Andy shows up at the gate and greets the family again. I think she looks great. Like, she looks great. She looks head-minded, headstrong, like she's ready, like she has all the answers. A part of while she was locked up, Andy had sent her some notes, apparently, that he had written her
yeah.
and sprayed it with the La Dame perfume, and it had to go through a different security check because of the chemicals that were sprayed on there, apparently, or something like that. She did say she was put in the general population, so you do have an option, since if you're a well-known actor, or if
Yeah,
you're, like, a little bit of a higher standard, they
yeah,
do get you get a special privilege where they'll put you in a different area where it's not so bad, which is sad because I mean, there's, like, upper class, middle class in jail
yeah,
too.
yeah,
It's so sad.
basically, yeah,
Yeah, like, so she got put with general population, and she said she spent a lot of time with the young girls, kind of felt like an Auntie Karen is what they said.
yeah, yeah,
Um, and she said that really passed the time for her, is that she was there to mentor people.
yeah,
She said she is slowly easing into her phone. She is not fond of it, nor does she want to jump back into all the social media. Andy asked her, "How are you?" was his first question. She said, "I've been through hell. Want to talk about the videos that broke the internet." And the one with the police officer
yeah, that was a
when
bad
they
video.
arrested her. It was pretty intense. They replay the video. I hate it. I hate watching it. And she basically said her lawyer said that this video is going to nail you. You better take the plea deal. And she was still in denial because we find out that she does have a medication addiction and an alcohol
Mhm,
addiction,
mhm.
or just medication. She doesn't admit that she has an alcohol addiction.
Yes, correct.
Um, and she said, the plea deal, or wait. Nail you, take the plea deal. She took the plea deal. She said the plea deal was a lie, there was none. Wait, she did take
Yeah, there was something else that she was talking about, there wasn't. What was that?
I can't
It
remember,
wasn't
but
it
she
wasn't a plea deal, it was something else.
I can't remember, I wrote it wrong then. I can't remember, but she listened to her lawyers, she had to do time, obviously, because if it
Mhm.
went to trial, she would have done more time
Yep.
if she would have said that she pleaded not guilty. She did therapy in there. While she was in therapy, her therapist actually made her watch the video, and she was
Yeah.
horrified.
Well, she said she went to therapy before,
Yeah, because she went to
right?
rehab. Because
Yeah,
yeah, because she thought she was gonna get out, be able to do no time
yeah.
if she did a rehab, but the rehab ends up being like one of those Hollywood rehabs, where you're on a beach and,
Yes, exactly, yeah.
that's why. She said she does not drink. She hasn't drank, for 6 months or however long she's been in there. She said she hasn't drank anything since the day after the accident, I believe.
Yes. Yep.
She does consider herself sober. She said, uh her children watched and told her that her children are the one I think her children may have changed her mindset. "You've had
Yeah.
an addiction." They said that she's had an addiction for 20
20 years,
years.
that's crazy.
It was crazy to me because, like, last season was just hard to watch her.
Yeah.
And then now it's all coming to light. She went to the
Yeah.
doctor and she got on prescriptions to help with her depression and whatever she was going through. She doesn't want to say the prescription's name, but I want to
Yeah.
call out. I don't want to call it out because, like she said, she could, and she said she got addicted to the medicine. And obviously, a lot of prescriptions that you take say on the pill bottle, no
Mhm.
drinking,
Don't
don't,
mix, yeah.
yeah, don't mix
Yeah.
pills and meds. So, and when you do, you are not coherent and you should definitely not drive with either of them in your
Yeah.
system.
Yeah.
So she said she was running from home the night that she got in the car accident.
Yeah.
She was running away because she and her husband had probably gotten into it, is what she said, and she
Mhm.
just needed to get out. She wasn't happy with herself or her husband, and she is grateful that night that she did not end up hurting anybody in the car
Yeah.
accident,
Can
which
you
is crazy
imagine?
because it was so crazy. She, like, was in such denial last season.
Mhm.
She didn't even wanna admit it. Like, it was hard to watch her just, like, everybody knew, like, "Karen, it's true, like, you could have really hurt someone."
Yeah.
She was released at least a year early than her sentence. She took on jobs when she first right when she got in,
Mhm.
she started taking jobs, so when you take jobs, that takes time. I think you choose either you get paid, you get money, or you get time taken off, like, you get days and hours.
They
Kinda
compensate
like,
you a different way.
PTO.
Yeah.
It's PTO,
Yeah.
basically. So, she did that, and then she said she also led the NA and AA classes. So,
Yeah.
NA is narcotics
Yep.
and AA is alcohol. She took the class in Florida, so since she had already taken the class, that allowed her to actually teach the class. She said her and Ray worked on their marriage while she was inside. She said it helped, get stronger. I love that about her.
Mhm.
We find out that she was sexually assaulted when she was 19 years old, and this is where it stems from. So we
Yeah, so
don't
that's
really
like
know
it's
the
like she's, like,
story.
stunted at, like, 19. You know what I mean? Like, she never grew up past
Ye
that. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
like, that was her moment where she
Yeah.
shut down her emotions, everything, and Um, I'd like to know more about that story. I hope she
Yeah.
really writes a book about it or
Yeah.
something because I think a lot of women can relate. A lot of
Yes.
women because
Yeah.
that is the age where women, you're 18, you become a that's when like you really start to have to live on your own and it's
Yes.
harder for women than men because men in the world it's easy because we do live in a man's world. For women, it's harder because we either have to go be hardcore bitch and become a businesswoman, or we have to fall in line and follow in line behind a man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so our options are the shorter list.
Yeah.
And even back in her day was harder. I mean, because she's a lot older than us. Sorry,
Yeah.
Karen. You still look good. You still look good, ma'am. So I give her credit, and she said she considers herself. Annie asked if she considers herself an alcoholic. She said, I consider myself in recovery. So it's really hard because she's still not really saying that she has a problem.
She doesn't want to admit it.
And she'll always have to be in therapy for it.
Yeah.
Andy talked about her outfit. She said, where did you get the clothes when you left? She's like, Tati brought her the clothes, which is her stylist.
Hmm.
She was like in a big baggy jean, a suit
Yes.
jacket, do-rag, a nice do-rag, like a
Yes.
Chanel do-rag. I don't know how to describe it, like a Janet Jackson, an
Yeah.
80s Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
If
That's a good
it
way of
kinda
putting
should
it. Yeah.
resemble, like the big baggy Jinko jeans. She said she will not be wearing beige anytime soon because that was the color of the
Hmm.
jumpsuits. And then Andy's like, "Well, that's the color you're wearing." She's like, "No, this is
Yeah.
a peach
Yeah. Yeah.
or
Pale pink.
something."
Yeah. Pale pink or
And
something.
Andy's like, "Okay."
Okay.
Right? So I was
Yeah.
dying. I was dying. She tells the story of lining the toilet with
Yeah.
female
Pads. Yeah.
hygiene pads
Yeah.
because she said that she did not know when the last time
They
her
cleaned it.
facilities that they gave her, her little, we'll call a little hotel room,
Yeah.
did not look like it was cleaned
Yeah.
before she was like, so she's like, I told the canteen people that I had really bad cramps, which is funny because she doesn't have a period
I
anymore.
was gonna say she's in menopause, isn't she?
Yeah. So it's like,
I mean, how would they know, especially if it's a guy? Like, he's not gonna know.
right, that's so funny, and I was dying laughing when she was like, "Karen." Andy talks about the last reunion. She also says, she had to wake up, she had to have a routine, and that really helped her structure, and I think her detox. When you go through a detox and you're quitting something, it's good to have a routine for 2 or 3 weeks and do it strictly the same way because the nerves or whatever in your brain are
Yeah.
kinda keeping you away from whatever you're addicted to, whether it's cigarettes, alcohol, twisting your hair, whatever. She said she had to wake up at 4:30 AM,
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
because dinner or
Breakfast was at 5?
breakfast was yeah, breakfast when yeah, no, breakfast was at 4:30. Dinner was at 4:30 PM, lights out at 9. She worked
Yeah.
out. She didn't see grass. There was no area for grass.
Yes.
That's crazy. And then Andy decides he's like, "I'm gonna pull out a little clip from last reunion because she didn't watch it. She was in jail. And I said, Dirty Dog Andy plays the clip of all the
Yes.
ladies
Oh
talking
my
shit
gosh.
about her. Remember when Ashley had a picture of her and put it right
Yeah.
beside her? Petty Ashley.
Yes.
Karen said there was no one else in the car 'cause the ladies were circulating at the reunion that someone fled the car. And then she also admitted that when Ashley said that there was someone on the bus or the train that was like, I know Karen, she used to eat at the seafood place and drink all day, every day. And Karen was like, "That's right, I did." And
20
now we
years
know
ago.
why, yeah, 20
Yeah.
years. And then they play Wendy was upset that she was not mentioned in Karen's farewell video. And Karen is basically said, that's a conversation for me and Wendy to have,
To
but
have.
Wendy knows we're not friends right now. She
Yeah.
knows. So that's going to come out later, or hopefully in the reunion, because really want to know why Karen and Wendy aren't friends. She said Giselle was the one that reached out the most, of course, because Giselle is nosy and she needs podcast notes.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, it's not because she's your friend.
No.
She said she did say everybody else reached out except for Wendy.
Yes.
So Andy wants to know why you think you deserve a second chance. I think she had a great answer. She's like, I don't. She's like, I don't. I think I have to earn it, and we'll see.
Yeah.
She's also grateful to Bravo. She says Bravo saved her. It occupied her time. And I love this about Karen. And I feel like the show this year definitely changed. And I would want her back for sure. Andy said that she is proud of her.
So why do we think Annie met with her and not like Teresa Giudice when she got out of jail?
I thought he did meet with Teresa.
I didn't think so.
I know he didn't
Or
meet
at
with
least not do something like this. Like an actual like sit down that's aired on TV.
Well, with Teresa, wasn't it the first housewife that
Maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Maybe she
so I
was
think the contract was a little bit tighter.
tighter.
He didn't meet with Jen
No.
Shaw. He's like, "I don't ever wanna see that lady again."
Yes.
Probably because Jen was like, "I want 10 million for this interview."
Yeah, yeah.
And, Karen has a heart. Karen's, like, ready to speak her truth. So we'll see. I thought it was a good move. It was very personal, very
Yes.
personal. And I would never wanna wish that on my worst enemy for someone to do time, even though, what she did was she did put she could have hurt someone.
She could have, yeah.
But, like, it's not like, I would even, it just to me, sometimes I feel like it is also the restaurant, the people who are also
Yeah.
serving.
Because they could have stopped. They could have cut her off at any time.
Well, there should be a drink limit
Yeah.
because you don't know if that person's driving or not.
Yeah.
So not only are you putting that person at risk, you're putting other people at risk, you're putting your bar at risk,
The license of your bar, yep.
your license and everything. So I think they need to start holding bars and restaurants more
Accountable.
accountability
Yeah.
because it's not only their fault. And sometimes it's not their fault. Like so my opinion is that's my opinion.
That's my opinion.
Yeah. And that's a wrap on the episode of Bravo's Moms Unfiltered. We hope you had as much fun listening as we did spilling the tea. Because let's be real, moms need unfiltered moments too.
Make sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. And if you love today's chat, leave us a review. It will help other Bravo loving moms find us.
Yes, don't forget to follow us on Spotify, Apple, what else?
Amazon Music.
Amazon. And then also Instagram.
Yes.
And yeah, like us,
That
star
is it.
us, give us your opinion, please, please, please.
Yes. Until next time, keep the wine chilled, the drama on TV, and the mom life real.
See you next week, Bravo Moms.
I'm reckless, offensive. I destroy your defenses. My guest list is priceless, and yes, I run a tight ship. Bentley